Hey, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be running through 3 different ways that you can write factually accurate information with AI. So the biggest issue that so many people have with writing blog articles with ChatGPT or other AI models is that the information is just baloney. A lot of the information that it spits out isn't factually accurate. It has a tendency to hallucinate and just kind of make up details along the way. And the issue is that it's kind of good at it. So it's quite confident in the way that it speaks and everything like that. And so you actually think that it's saying the right thing, but then it's spitting out the information that's not. So what are some of the ways that we can get around this? Well, we need a tool that essentially looks at the internet, looks at the SERPs, which is the first page of Google and the pages of the ranking, reads through those pieces of information, and then bases its article off those SERPs. That way, ChatGPT or whichever AI you're writing with is actually able to pull that information from Google and write a more factually accurate piece of information. So there's 3 different tools that I've found that do this really well, and it depends on your use case as to which one's better for you. So the tools are not ChatGPT. We've got here Perplexity. Perplexity essentially allows you to search something and it actually searches the internet and then it comes up with an answer from the information that it's found on the internet. So this is really helpful. We'll run through how we're going to actually write a whole blog just with Perplexity. And then the other one that we have here is Agility Writer. Agility Writer actually brings in the information through this whole in-depth, factually accurate data. And then we've also got SEO Writer, which only in the last couple of days has actually been able to bring in factually accurate information. And if we come into one-click blog here, connect to the web, quickly finds sources and uses them as factual basis. Now this is important because it doesn't actually know what's fact, right? We're just assuming that what is found on the first page of Google is fact. And for most queries, this is going to be more important. Obviously, it's important that you go back and you double check all this information later, but it's going to be a ton better than just letting ChatGPT go wild with whatever the query is that you're going for. So Agility Writer and SEO Writing are 2 different tools that we're going to be running through, are specific to writing blogs. And Perplexity essentially just answers questions, but we can actually write blogs with it as well. So let's run through a bit of a demo. Let's run through how we can get a factually accurate piece of information from SEO Writer, Agility Writer, and Perplexity. And let's see, if the output's any good. So I have a blog article here that is completely on the wrong keyword and it's going and it's not very long, to be honest, and it's also not ranking that well. I think we were only, look at that, Quora's beating us, I think. We are 9th position for how long does a motorcycle last. So we're going to be creating an article, and I've got a Surfer content editor here for how long does a motorcycle last. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up into here, paste our main keyword, we'll add the question mark, and then we can generate a title. I think I want to use life expectancy of a motorcycle because I think that's the second term that people use. Yeah. So we're going to go there we go. We have our blog title. I'm just going to copy and paste that so that we've got it for later. Okay. So we'll start with SEO writing. So we're going to keep these very similar. We're going to say easygoing, informational, factually accurate. We're just going to paste this as tones so that we're using the same across all of the different writing styles. Okay, we're happy with a medium article. Point of view, we're happy to leave that to none. We'll go United States. Image generation, for this, we're not gonna be testing it, but that's fine. We're just gonna do one high quality image after the H1. And for that, we're just gonna go photo. Might actually go NLP keywords. Come back over here, and if you're wondering what I'm doing right now, check out another video with the Harper commands. This is an amazing tool that just saves so much time in so many of the things that I do. So essentially what it's doing is it's actually reading through all these and copying and pasting them in here without the numbers, without the symbols and all that kind of stuff, so that I can just copy and paste the NLP keywords directly into SEO writing. Okay, so now that that's loaded, let's copy and paste all of them. We can actually go back to Notion, and we're just going to say NLP, paste them there so that we have the same for everything. Okay, now we're only allowed to provide 50 here, but that's okay. We'll just do the top 50. Down to structure, I'm going to leave this all the same. Connect to the web. This is where it gets interesting. So we can say yes, we want it to connect to the internet and actually find those top things. And if you still haven't quite understood how that works, essentially what it's doing is in the country of United States, because that's what we've selected at the top here as our target country, it's searching Google and it's finding the people that are ranking first for that term. And then it's reading through those articles and it is using that as its information for the factually accurate data. So let's go back to here and we want to say source links. Yes, I would like to see where it's actually getting the information from and it to create a little reference down the bottom. And then down here, we actually have the ability to, this is new. This wasn't here yesterday. So we've got here real-time search results. We've got news. So that's like the discovery of Google. And then we've got URL reference. I'm guessing that means perfect. So that means that we're able to paste in some URLs. So for example, if I wanted to only look at this article, and this article, then we can paste those URLs into here and it's going to do a good job of just reading those three. But for now, we're just going to go back to that one. We don't need to publish it or anything like that. I'm going to save this under my project, pack up and write. Great. So that's all set. Perfect. Let's run it. Cool. Well, that's loading. Let's jump on to the next one. So that was relatively simple. It took me about 5 minutes maybe to do. We're going to go after the same main keyword and the same blog title. So let's jump back to Notion. We have here our title. So it's interesting, in Agility Writer, you actually don't have a main keyword. You have the terms or the keywords, and then you also have the article title. So we'll come back here, we'll copy this, paste it in there. And then for the blog outline, I'm actually just gonna get Agility Writer to write one for me. But we're gonna paste the tone of voice in first. And the audience, we want it to be motorcycle riders. Point of view is on auto, all that kind of stuff's great. Let's create the outline. So this is where Agility Writer is a little bit different to SEO writing. SEO writing doesn't give you the ability to actually create an outline and write the blog article from that outline. You just enter a main keyword, you enter the title, you enter the NLP keywords, and that's it. Agility Writer actually generates an outline, then you can edit that outline, and then using that outline, it generates the article. So if you do want to kind of tailor the article a little bit more to what you're after, Agility Writer is definitely a better option for that. For example, you might want to add some stats in or some facts in. You can actually just add a whole paragraph about that just by adding a heading and then adding, stats about motorcycle life expectancy, for example. And that would actually, it would make Agility Writer know that it needs to write a paragraph about that. All right, so we're waiting. It's actually crawling the internet right now. So it's actually basing this outline off what it finds on the first page of Google. Great, okay, cool. So it's got an introduction, factors that affect the life expectancy of a motorcycle, all this kind of stuff, how to extend the motorcycle's life, signs of wear, and conclusion. Perfect. All right, I am happy with that. So on the side over here, I would like some key takeaways. Don't need any of that. Okay, so here we have a couple of different options. Custom means that we can enter those URLs the same as SEO writing was doing. Standard just kind of creates a standard one. And in-depth factual data, it adds paragraphs and paragraphs of information and facts that it's sourced from those SERPs. So we're gonna go with the highest one right there, the in-depth factually accurate data. With regards to the photos, we can just go, yep, up to the 3, which is the free, and we're gonna click add. Great. Now while that's loading, let's talk about pricing. So I'm using a plan with SEO writing, and it works out to be about 20 to 30 cents roughly per article. With Agility Writer, it works out to be about $1.30, $1.50, somewhere there, depending on which plan you sign up to and what you're using. I do find that the blog articles from Agility Writer tend to be a little bit higher quality, but while saying that, SEO writing tends to be a lot faster in the way that it generates. So I'm just gonna open up the Pack Up and Ride folder here, and there you go. The article's already been generated, but we'll leave that for a second and we're gonna jump on over to Perplexity. So as I mentioned before, Perplexity just works kind of like a ChatGPT. You ask it something, it answers you. So you might be thinking, how are you going to actually create an entire article? Well, you're actually gonna be pasting in each paragraph's heading. So we're gonna say, write a So we're just gonna say, write a blog section about this. And then what it's doing is it's going through the internet, it's finding its sources. It's pretty cool that it tells you the sources. It was super quick. And then it's created, there you go, it's created this whole paragraph here. So what we would need to do is we would need to go through each of those headings and just do this. So we can go through the next one, for example. Now, the issue that you're gonna have with this compared to the other two is that you're not giving it any NLP keywords. And you could provide it some NLP keywords at the beginning with some prompting, but it might change the direction that it goes with the way that it writes it, and it can get a little bit cumbersome. I do find that this method takes a lot longer as well. It's a lot more manhandling than writing with the other tools. However, this one is free. So if you can't afford the 30 cents per article or the $1.30 roughly per article, Perplexity is a good choice for that. And I have heard that if you're using the pro version of Perplexity, using Claude 2, it is amazing at providing some really great answers. So there you go. It's created this whole paragraph in seconds. It is relatively quick, but you do have to write each paragraph out separately. So that is up to you. We're not going to go through this with regards to the Surfer score, but let's jump back over to SEO writing. We're actually going to have a look at the information that's provided. It's a pretty cool image. And the awesome thing about this is that it's all formatted. It's done for you. So we've got here between 10 to 15 years, which is from what I'm seeing online, that's about right. Now, from I think our other article, we said that it lasted 60 miles, near enough, but I think some other people went a bit higher depending on the bikes. So that looks good. I love these key takeaways. It puts all the really important information at the front, and it creates these little snippets of information that Google can use to reference on SERPs. The table's great. Oil changes every 3, yep, perfect. The different types of bikes and how long they last. This is all good. So what we're gonna do is, down the bottom here, we've got here our source links. So it actually just provides the naked URLs of where it's got the information from. So from these guys, and these guys. And you'll probably find that that whole 80 to 100 miles is probably because of the information's coming from those guys' articles. And then here we can actually show the meta tags. So we've got the title and the description right there. So let's copy that. I'm gonna paste it into Surfer just to check the SEO score. So 53 out of 100, which isn't bad. It's a great place to start from. You can click this add terms button here that's in beta in Surfer. That's just gonna boost that score. So let's delete this and come into our Agility Writer. We'll look at our history and you'll see that that article is still in progress. So I will continue the video when this is ready. Okay, so the blog has loaded and it has loaded at 2,100 words. Let's check SEO writing and see how long that article was. So 3,500 words. And it was so much quicker. That took about another 10 minutes on top of the stopping of the recording. So I'd say about 15 to 20 minutes it took Agility Writer to write that article, whilst SEO writing took probably about 3 minutes. So I'm creating a little pros and cons list here for you. So I will say here under the pros of SEO writing, it was fast. Like I'm gonna put here the minutes, it's 3 minutes. And then under here, I'm gonna say slow. Great. So let's come back to Agility Writer and have a look at the article. So if we click on the article here, opens it up. Wow, that is a nice image, especially for one of the free images. That's wonderful. Okay, let's copy the article. Now you'll see here that it's got two buttons, copy article and copy all. And you might be thinking, why? Let's go ahead and copy all and just have a quick look. Come back to here and we'll paste that in there. Okay, so you'll see here, there is a heap of different sources and references. So what it's doing is it actually ends the article here at article end. And then after that, it's got some catchy titles and meta descriptions, the same as what SEO writing would have, but it doesn't actually put it in the article. And then here it says factual data. Not all will be added to the articles depending on the outline. So it's got some general facts. So it's actually gone through the internet and then it's collated those into general facts. Then it sourced those. Then it has specific facts and it sources those. So you've got here like an amazing in-depth researched article, as well as you've got all the facts of where you got each piece of information from. And this is something that SEO writing just doesn't do. SEO writing just gives you, we got this information from these 3 links. Here, you can actually go through, and if, for example, you want to know about regular maintenance, or you're reading about like how regular maintenance is important to a motorcycle's life, and you want to know how to reference that properly, and you actually want to do like in-body referencing, you can just come down to this area and you can come down to this area and you can see the exact URLs that reference or talk about regular maintenance of a motorcycle. Probably doesn't matter so much about regular maintenance of a motorcycle, but if you're writing anything medical, anything, your life, your money, this type of referencing really helps with that, or at least we've found so. So let's go ahead and delete everything below here, because ultimately we don't want to include all of this stuff in our article. And look at that. So the SEO score is 72 out of 100 straight away. And I think that really comes down to the fact that the keywords in SEO writing only allow 50, whilst in Agility Writer, they allow you to take all of them. I have noticed that if you go into the bulk generator under SEO writing, you can actually paste as many keywords here as possible, and it doesn't limit it. I don't know if they're on the back end limiting it to 50, or if they're actually just allowing you to paste as many keywords as you want, but it doesn't actually come up with an error saying limited to only 50 NLP keywords. So there you go. The SEO score is 72 out of 100, which is amazing. That means that you probably don't even need to go in and improve it. And if you improved it a little bit, you're probably gonna bump that up to 80. I'm also seeing here, actually, there's no images included in that. So if we go ahead and we just add, let's go ahead and just add an image. Let's copy that and paste it a couple of times. Let's assume that we've got 6 images. Yep, 76 out of 100 straight out the gate. That's pretty damn good. You wouldn't probably need to optimize that anymore. You could just leave it as is and post it straight away. So let's go and update our thing. We have here SEO score low, but the SEO score here is great. SEO score high. There we go. And when it comes to the actual information, let's quickly read through it. So all the facts look very similar. I'm noticing the length that it says the motorcycle will last for is a little bit different. The other one said 80 to 100. Here it says 50 miles or more, depending on. It is a topic, there's a little bit of give. If somebody said 50 miles, if somebody said 80 miles, obviously it depends on the bike. It depends on what they're doing with the bike. I think that all the information here seems pretty factually accurate. And that seems to be my experience with both of these tools. They both seem to be exporting pretty factually accurate information when you have it connected to the internet, as well as Perplexity. Perplexity probably gives the most reference, the best answer, because it's actually providing those references in the paragraph, which is just awesome. However, you have to write each paragraph one by one. So there you go. 3 different ways that you can write factually accurate blog content using AI. It is possible. I wouldn't be using ChatGPT at all. I'd be using Perplexity if you just want to write a specific paragraph or certain little sections, or you just need to do some research yourself. And then if I'm writing blog content, really the cost of $1.30 or 30 cents per blog article, it's not worth doing each paragraph yourself. It's worth spending that little bit of money and just buying those articles, and the information that you're getting out of them is factually accurate according to the first page of Google. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, feel free to say so in the comments down below. I am always keen to hear from our audience and see what tools you guys like and what types of videos you want to see next. Thanks. I'll see you in the next one.